So today we are going to talk about rate analysis. What is rate analysis? The basis of arriving at correct or reasonable rate per unit work for a particular item following its specification and detailed survey of materials, labor, equipment and so on to reach rate of concrete per cubic meter. Individual cost of following drawings are considered. So this method is basically known as the rate analysis. So what are the important considerations in rate analysis? Materials, that is cement, sand, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, steel, admixtures used for per cube of concrete. Second, labor, which includes mason, labor carpenter per cubic meter of concrete. At last, equipment, which includes vibrator, pump, the transit mixer, the batching plant cost per cubic meter of concrete. What is the purpose of rate analysis? First, to determine the current rate per unit item at the locality, to examine the viability of rates offered by the defined contractors, to calculate labor strength and equipment required for the particular project. Next, to fix up labor contract rates. How to fix up rate per unit of an item? So here are the following subheads which are estimated, and based on their summation the rate per unit of an item is arrived or considered. Rate analysis considerations are quantity of materials and cost of the materials, the total labor cost, the equipment, tools and the plant cost, overhead or establishment charges, at last the profit charges. Quantity of materials and their cost. As per detailed specification, quantity of an item is calculated based on market rates. Per unit rate is arrived. Following cost too is considered: freight and transportation, including loading and unloading of the materials, the taxes and the insurance charges, the profit on cement, steel, stone chips and bitumen, not including the supplier departmentally, labor cost, the number and wages of different categories of laborers, including the skilled and the unskilled, namely the mason or carpenter, mazdoor, for per unit of item to execute at the particular site. These numbers are multiplied by the market rate and labor cost is arrived per unit of a particular item. Equipment, tools and the plant cost. Equipment for general use as per the particular item. Example, concrete mixer as per unit of the particular mixture of concrete. Certain tools and plants are difficult to allocate as per the specific item, hence the costs are considered in the establishment charges. For special equipment, extra 1% to 1.5% of the total estimated cost is provided. Overhead and establishment charges, which includes office rent, depreciation on the particular equipments used, salaries of office staffs, postage, lighting, traveling and also including the telephone account. This is actually 2.5% to 5%. Overhead charges increases with the delay in the particular project undertaken. Now the question comes, how to fix up rate per unit of an item, which includes overheads and establishment charges. There are two types of overheads: general overheads and job overheads. General overheads includes the office rent, the salaries of the office staffs, stationery items, printing, postages and repairs, telephone and electric bills, and at last the travelling. Next, job overheads, which includes salaries of technical or non-technical staffs, temporary shades, go-down rent, small tools, planks, ladders, ropes, hand tools for workmen, including repairs and depreciation for tools and plants, lighting at the particular site, mobilization of establishment, public relations, labor welfare and safety, workmen compensation and their insurance, interest on the investment, theft or the loss occurred, profit. So, generally 10% of the profit is considered for ordinary contracts after allocating all the charges of equipments and establishments. For small jobs, the profit is 15%. For large projects, the profit is 8%. Factors affecting the rate analysis. Specification of the particular item, which includes the quality of the materials used, the proportion of the materials used, the method of construction, and also the protection of the work undertaken. The rate of materials for item of work to the work site, the daily wages of the laborers with different categories with localities as per outputs, the range of lead and lift required for deposition of the particular materials, the percentage charged for overheads, the possibility of theft of losses, range of the total profit, at last the availability of the water connection. The quantity of coarse aggregate, sand and cement for various proportion. The quantities shall be calculated for 10 cubic meter of concrete. Exact quantities of ingredients cannot be calculated for 10 cubic meter of concrete, so there is a thumb rule. To calculate dry ingredients for 10 cubic meter of concrete, each proportional quantity for 10 cubic meter of concrete is multiplied with 15.4 up to 15.7. This 15.4 factor is due to existence of voids. For example, find out quantity of cement, sand and stone chips in the ratio 1:2:4. So, the quantity of cement is calculated 1 divided by 1 plus 2 plus 4 into 15.4, which is equal to 2.2 cubic meter, which is equal to 3168 kg, is equal to 64 bags. Sand is also calculated in the same way, which becomes 7.25 tons. Stone chips is also calculated, which becomes 18 tons. So we can see here the graphical representation of the quantity of coarse aggregate, sand and cement used in various proportions. The material estimation we can see here. We can see here the name of the work, per unit used, the material sizes and the quantities used. So here is another page showing the continuity of the material estimation. Labor estimation, task or outturn work. Outturn work means the work which cannot be finished by using only designated skilled or unskilled labor alone. Both or more types of labor shall be involved into the finishing of the particular tasks. For example, a mason can complete 1.5 cubic meter brickwork in 8 hours per day, provided he is helped by 2 mazdoors to carry and mix ingredients of mortar and also to carry and place the particular materials. Wages vary as per different classes of labor. Length of time required to finish depends on the type of work, the amount of work, the types of skill required, the mental development of workmen, the surrounding area, weather, labor availability, local customs and local laws. So we can see here the labor estimation showing the labor output, which also shows the items of work performed, the volume and the strength of the gang. That means the amount of laborers or the number of laborers working in the particular item. So this page also shows the continuation of the labor estimation, showing the labor output.